All righty. Hey mamas, and thank you so much for tuning in for our Empowered Mama segment. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing fellow empowered mama and yoga instructor, Jenn Rivadeneira of BX Yogi. Jenn is a mama to 2 daughters. She's a yoga instructor and a hiking guide. Her interests are in wellness and mental health, and she is helping make yoga accessible to BIPOC communities. And with her practice, she encourages body positivity and self-love. And I love that because we know we need that for sure. Jenn and I met through my cousin a few years back, it's funny because we started talking in a group text message, like a mama group chat, but we've never actually had the pleasure of meeting in person, but we have followed each other on social media. And I've watched her grow in her practice and have seen her amazing and inspiring group hikes. And actually, she also has a morning yoga flow that I happened to participate in last week, and it was amazing for the body. I am super pregnant, so don't mind the heavy breathing. But Jenn was able to help give me modifications, and it really helped me start my day off on the right foot. I felt amazing after. And I know she's doing that, ongoing flow in the morning time. So if you're interested in that, everything will be linked in the description below. So welcome, Jenn, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello, and thank you for having me. And congrats on your podcast. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's just dive in then, right? So I absolutely love that you encourage body positivity and self-love. Would you say that that's something that prompted you to start your yoga journey, or was that something that you learned kind of going through your yoga journey?
I would say that it's always something that I've had in me, but I think that my yoga journey kind of helped me really like move it along and really decide that that's what I want to do. Like noticing in a lot of yoga studios when you go in, there's not many bodies that look like ours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's sometimes you just feel out of place, and in wellness centers, I don't feel like that's somewhere where you should feel out of place. You should feel welcome. You should feel comfortable, and yeah, you should feel good within your own body to participate. Not like, oh, everyone else can do things that I can't do. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I 100%. I've felt that even in different phases of my life, I've always felt like there weren't many people who looked like me. Through all my phases of like even being 40 pounds lighter to being super pregnant and everything in between, I go into spaces and you kind of feel a little discouraged because everyone like focuses on like the poses and not so much like the inner work that you're really doing. And I started just kind of doing stuff at home because of that exact reason. So when I saw that you were doing yoga, I was like, this is amazing. And it's been so awesome being able to follow along, and like you make it very easy to be able to like feel like, wow, like I feel great doing this. And you know what you're talking about when you're like modifying and things like that. So that's like super important too. When did you start yoga, by the way? Like what made you want to become an actual instructor? Like when did that all happen for you?
So I grew up with chronic migraine. Basically my whole life from what I can remember. As a kid, I was always in and out of the doctor's office, always in pain. They basically always told me it was something that I was always going to have to deal with, and that it was genetic, it was hereditary, and there was nothing they can do. They just gave me medication on top of medication on top of medication. Fast forward to me being an adult and a mom and a wife, and after about 10 years of working and having my first daughter, my second daughter was 2 or 3 at the time. My migraines got like super intense to the point where they were no longer here and there. They were all the time.
Wow.
So it was like one long migraine that it was like months and months. So I was working for a hospital. I was doing medical billing, and it was like on a computer. So that was exacerbating the pain. It was horrible. So I ended up having to leave the job. I was on disability. I did all the things. I was trying all of the treatments. I tried experimental treatments. I did so many things. Nothing worked. Eventually, I had to leave my job because it really wasn't feasible for me to even continue working.
Yeah.
They weren't really trying to work with me either. So it was like, when you work in a job like that where you don't really feel valued, it's like
Hmm.
you don't even feel like you want to go back. So that's when I started like, you know what, I'm just gonna start doing for me. I started working out. I started eating better. I started doing a whole bunch of different fitness things just to see like what was for me, what I really like. After my first yoga class, I was in love. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like that made me feel so amazing. It was like internal and external. It was life changing. And I that day I decided I want to take training. I want to start teaching yoga. Like this is what I want to do. I want to help people feel better because I know what it's like to be in pain. So yeah, that was about 3 years ago. I took my training then, and ever since then I've been teaching.
Wow, that's inspiring. And I feel like what you said about not feeling valued at work, like I feel like that probably added to you having migraines, was because it
Yeah,
probably just wasn't where you were meant to be.
yeah, I agree.
Like your body was
Yeah,
reacting, get out.
yes, that workspace, yeah, definitely. Every day was like more and more stress on top of you, where they're just like, get this done or else, just.
Yeah. They didn't care about self like the way that,
Hmm.
yeah, that's wow. So
Not
that's
at all.
great. It's been like over 3 years that you've been just kind of focusing on your own self-care and also giving that back to others. That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
So how would you say you implement your lifestyle into your parenting? Because I know you mentioned one of your daughters is 18, the other is 11. So how do you balance that with having like one who's almost out the house, but maybe not really because she probably is gonna want to stay with mama, because I know I stayed at my house too, so pretty long. But also having an 11-year-old, like how do you implement your lifestyle into being able to parent, being a mama?
Um, I'd say the biggest thing for me is communication. I've learned that communication is really key.
Mhm.
Um, I can communicate to my daughters that yes, I am your mom and I am here to help you. I'm here to guide you, but I don't know everything. I can't tell you that I know everything.
Mhm.
I live through experience the same way you do. I can teach you from what I've learned through my experience, and you also have to learn through yours. Um, so yeah, there's certain things where I can say, I've been through that. There's no need for you to go through that also.
Yeah.
But I would say communication. Communication is the biggest thing. Um, I've tried to get them to do yoga with me. They do sometimes. Sometimes they're like, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they come on hikes with me here and there also. We go on family hikes. So I we try to give them their own space, but also make sure that we have time with them.
That's awesome. And as long as they're seeing you and your husband participate in like that healthier lifestyle of going for walks, going as, even as if, like you said, family hikes, I think that maybe right now they don't realize it, but as they get
Hmm.
older, they'll look back and be like, wow, like that was actually amazing to be able to do those things. That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So how would
Well,
you
I
say
hope
that
so.
you balance it all? I know. How would you say that you balance it all? Like with being a mama, being a wife, being a yoga instructor, being a hiking guide, and also trying to like take care of yourself with it. How do you balance that all? Like what is it that you do for self-care? I mean, I know the obvious is that you do yoga and you go for your hikes. So what else do you do?
Right. The other things I do is therapy. That has been a major, major, major help in my all around wellness. Um, Dancing, I love to dance. So I can just put on some music and just, let loose, and that makes me feel great. Taking a nice shower with some good music also, that helps. Uh, Going for a walk. Um, what else? Spending time with my friends.
Yeah.
Sound therapy is amazing. I love sound therapy.
Yes. I've taken a few sound.
Aromatherapy also.
Yes. People don't realize how awesome that is for your body, just to like zen and
Yeah.
relax and just find that time for yourself. That's
Mhm.
that's amazing too. Like basically what I got from that is that you find even small bits of time to take to make yourself feel good.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
try.
a lot of
There
mom.
are days when it's hard because
Yeah.
yeah, being a mother, sometimes you're just like, where did the day go? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a conscious everyday decision where you know, like I need to find a little bit of time for me, just to, like you said, keep myself zen, to keep
Yeah.
myself grounded, and
Yeah.
yeah, feeling good.
Yeah, because we all know that it's important, and a mama that is fulfilled and not running on empty fumes is the best mama and the best like person overall. Like you're able to give back when you are actually you feel fulfilled. Not when you're on like that empty, just running, go, 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 go. Like you're not doing anyone any favors by
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not here for this.
I'm still learning though. I'm still learning with that because it's easy to fall into that.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's honestly being a mother. It's not easy. It's hard. Um, like you said in your first episode, it's hard, but it's also rewarding. It's like it's both.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to continuously, like I said, continuously find that time for yourself. Make the decision that you are important enough to get to have that time,
Yeah.
even to take a walk outside, just get some outside air, just breathe, just look at the scenery outside. It's really helpful.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes a day, they make a difference.
Yeah. Going, I wanted to like delve deeper into going for the walks. Cause I know like, we both live in a city. I'm in Jersey and I know you're in New York City, you're in the Bronx, right?
Yes,
So
I'm
it's
in the
like
Bronx.
I mean, listen, I
Mhm.
love the city landscape. Like I find peace when I'm walking in that too, but I know that it's also nice to kind of get away from that. So tell me more about the hikes that you do and that you go on like group hikes, right? Like how is it that you even
Yeah.
thought of this idea to get a group together to go on a hike outside of the city?
So my family has always hiked. Um, Not like, I wouldn't say traditionally hiked. It wasn't like we knew we were going on hikes, but we were always like in the woods trying to find waterfalls and going where the water was. Like I had an uncle who lived in Pennsylvania, so we would be over there in the woods,
Yes.
like exploring, which it was hiking. I didn't know it was hiking, but it was hiking.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, I saw a group on Instagram. I joined them for a few hikes, and that's basically where I got my inspiration. I was like, I love this. Then it was like some hikes we weren't able to go to, or they were like sold out. Like she's a lot more popular. So I was like, you know what, we can do our own. And then it was also like there were the group that we joined, there were a lot of it was a woman of color group. So there was a lot of moms that were kind of like from Jersey or basically those parts. Not many of us were from the Bronx, so it kind of made me feel like I want more people from our neighborhood to be
Mm-hmm.
there,
Yeah.
to experience it, to be able to have that release, because it really is. It's a release that you can't even really describe. It's like how can I say? Just being out with Mother Nature, feeling that energy, and actually doing the work. You're actually climbing a mountain. When you get to the top, is like that is the best reward for your whole day, and your body feels amazing. You have an amazing view at the top, and it's just like you can't forget that. That's always there. Like I did that. I climbed that mountain, no matter what I was feeling, no matter how tired I was, I did it, and it's like very, very, very healing.
Yeah. I can only imagine. And then also when you're with a group, you can encourage each other to keep going and at whatever pace.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
a race, right? It's like when you get there, we'll get there. And you're gonna look back and be like, wow, I did
Yes,
that.
exactly. Exactly. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. The group also, yes, it's amazing because you're around other women. I don't only, how do I say? I don't only invite women to my hikes. I want it to be men and women. I also eventually want to do family hikes because I want us all to be able to enjoy it together.
For sure.
Right now, it's mostly women who are joining, but I don't shy from inviting men. If you want to come with your husband, feel free.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the group, like you said, we help each other. We go through it in our own pace. We're speaking, we're connecting, we're growing together. It's pretty amazing. It's it's like a whole experience.
I'm gonna have to check that out once I pop this baby out. It's gonna be summertime, so I'm gonna keep me on the lookout for your hikes when you do like a summer one, and I can like maybe carry the baby in a carrier, and then my husband could be with my
Yeah,
toddler. I'll definitely join for sure because I love stuff like that too. I love it. And
yeah,
feeling connected to nature, like you said. And a part of it also, like you feel connected to your roots because you know that our ancestors did that. So it's like, wow,
yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome.
It is.
So
I
what,
also want to. Sorry,
no, no,
Jen.
go ahead.
I also want to include yoga. So I want to do where we have like easier hikes,
Mhm.
and then there's like a big area of land after the hike where we can be there, do a little cooling, do a little yoga, and help your body feel even better.
Yes. Oh, that just sounds like I'm like rubbing my belly, like, yes, like I can't wait. That sounds like that sounds like a dream, honestly, for me. I love stuff like that, because I do feel so good when you're just moving your body and just being outdoors in general. It's amazing. And just
It
being
is.
surrounded by the greenery and the trees and like the breeze, like all of that. I love that stuff too. So, and I've seen your videos and your posts and the places that you go are so tranquil and just so different from, like hearing like the ambulance and like sirens, like every like,
Yeah,
like it's a different kind of peace.
yeah. All the dogs barking and the neighbors arguing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait." So I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout on your page for that. Once I give birth. So summertime,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
definitely
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
join you. So all right, so just to kind of go into the end of our interview, like what's some advice that you can offer other mamas?
Some advice I can offer other mamas. You're not alone. Even when it feels like you're alone, you are not alone. There's always someone somewhere that you can relate to, that you can reach out to, that you can connect with. Um, I'm here. If you want to go for a walk, let's go for a walk. Yeah, I think that it's really easy to feel like you're alone as a mom, especially as a new mom. So I think that it's important for you to really remember you're not alone. Even when you feel like you're alone, there are tons of resources. So just try to find that little bit of time for you, and it will definitely make a difference.
Yeah, that's a powerful message because I know that for so many mamas out there, a lot, like more than people even care to talk about, that feeling alone in the journey, it's so prominent. And also, because of COVID, I don't think that helped
Yeah,
either because we were all kind of like secluded at home or
yeah,
really
like
not
stay
having
away.
exactly. And I think that that is definitely an important message. And I love how you're building communities for mamas along with other women and women of color, building those type of communities and families. And that's going to only add to further support for other, people. And I know that with that also being said, just there's so many virtual options of community. Like it doesn't, you might not be
Yeah,
able to kind
very
of
true.
meet up in person, but like you said, look, like we got on this Zoom call, we were able to talk even before we started the interview. And even that little bit of time to talk to someone else can be healing. So that's amazing. That's a great message. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. So mamas, if you are local to NYC, and surrounding areas, definitely make sure to check out Jenn's page at the bxyogi.com. You can find her group hikes information, yoga, all that good stuff. Don't worry, I'll be linking it below, the website, social media. So again, it was the bxyogi.com, and her Instagram is also at the BX Yogi. And so that'll be linked below. Make sure to check it out, stay on top of that. And thank you all so much for listening and watching. And if you've enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support, please like and subscribe and leave me a rating and review. All 5 stars, please. No.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you. Don't forget to check out my Call Me Mama podcast on Spotify and iTunes. And thanks so much. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.